Hello everybody, it's Isekai Racing over here at Dallas Karting Complex for round 1 of the Rental League. This is the lights final, and after a very strong pre-final, I am starting the race in P4. I have been pretty lazy with the uploads. There's been a pretty big lull between round 1 and round 2 of the Rental League for DKC due to the endurance race. I'll be making a separate video on the endurance race. Don't expect that for a while though, because I do have a bit of a backlog of videos to put out there. For those of you who need a refresher from the pre-final, the lap starts at the timing loop, which is going to be where these two black lines are at the very bottom, which we just passed by. So we are going on to lap 1 before the green flag, and speaking of green flag, there's the green flag, away we go. Bump drafting with the guy in front of me. I gain 2 positions and find myself in P2. Someone tries to take the outside over here. I keep the inside, maintain P2, and here we are pretty close to P1, which is a lot closer than I'm usually used to, but unfortunately I lose out on a position over here. I lose out on a second one. However, I am going to keep myself strong and get myself into P3 right here in this turn area. Going to drop down to P5 temporarily, but I have enough momentum to get myself back to P3, and this was a pretty good start for the race as far as not losing any positions at the start and gaining one. And heck, I'm going to go back to P2 due to someone going off track. Unfortunately, me missing my apex here is going to be a theme of this video. For whatever reason, I just couldn't really get a feel of the kart during this race, and losing this position is simply a sign of things to come for this video. All things considered though, going into lap 2 at P3, I feel pretty good about that. At least at the moment I did feel pretty good about that. Going into the chicane, I'm going to be slipping and sliding a little bit. You can see a lot of dirt on the track, a lot of evidence of just how far the track is devolved from when I did qualifying and even from the pre-final earlier, so that's definitely not helping me with grip, but I'm just not having a good handle on the kart, going pretty wide on some of these apexes, and that is not helping at all, especially here when I want to get a lot of momentum out of this turn so I can try to get some kind of distance between me and the pack behind. I'm going to try and make this turn, but it's just not going to be tight enough. I'm going to get pushed outside, and unfortunately for me that's going to decrease my speed significantly. I'm going to lose out P4, but I'm going to try and fight back for it, and going to a little bit of a side-by-side duel, but I just don't have the straight line speed here, and I'm just going to end up having to lose out on the position. And speaking of losing positions, the pain continues. Going down to P6, and now P7. Gonna try and turn around and fight back for it, but just don't have it. Dropping down a little bit to P8. Side by side still, have inside leverage, so I'm going to maintain P7 at least going into this next turn. Rapidly approaching my least favorite turn of this race. I'm going to go way too wide, and I'm going to lose another position and get dropped down to P8. Lap 4 and the bleeding continues. I drop down to P9, but I have inside leverage, so I try to fight back, get myself back into P8, and looking to my right, having to take a bit of a defensive line because that guy is still there to my right, and yep, just going to hopefully maintain position here, but going here on the chicane, he's going to take the inside line. He has the leverage, so I have to give the position. Nothing I can do there. But I get a little bit of hope here after that chicane, and I dump myself back into P8. Still trying to scrap it up, but yeah, just can't make it stick, and I end up losing 2 positions here. Have some inside leverage, so I get myself back into P9. But it stings here, just bleeding positions like this. Try not to push that guy outside, pass him up, and holding on to P9 for right now. On lap 5 and more bleeding up positions. I drop down to P10, I have inside leverage, so I take advantage of it, try to maintain P9. Unfortunately, I don't have the speed to maintain that position and I get dropped down to P10. At this point, I'm just hoping to maintain top 10 positioning, but after bleeding 6 positions in barely 5 laps, it is not looking good. Coming out of the final hairpin, I'm going to bleed another position over here. This is not my race. Gonna go side by side, just gonna have to give up on this one. Racer in front requests a bump draft. I have nothing really else to lose here, so I give a little bit of a bump, but I don't have the speed to help maintain any bump drafting here. And gonna turn in, and on this next turn, I am going to bleed yet another position to one of my Enduro teammates, apparently. Hello there, Sean. Anyway, here we go with a turn over here to the right, and another position bled. Now we're down to P12. Heading into the chicane. I am still a little squirrely around here, and I don't have much pace, so I am bleeding again. Now down to P13. No inside leverage, and losing the position. Now it's P14, and now I'm trying to stay in the top half of the field. And as you can tell, the theme of this video, I lose out on that as well, and drop down on the position. I see a little bit of an opportunity to try to claw myself to P14, and I definitely go for the attempt here. I have to try and maintain some kind of dignity here, but yeah, gonna get a little bit squeezed over here and can't really maintain any speed. Go a little bit off track, and now I am down to P16. So we're halfway through the race, and I have already lost 12 positions. It is not looking good. And hey, why not? Let's add another position in there for good measure. Now I'm down to P17. onward to lap 8. I wonder what could be happening right now. Oh, someone just wouldn't dive bomb from the most disrespectful driving line, would they? Yep, they did. Right on the very most inside of that turn, and I just can't do anything to stop it. Well, down to P18. Here we are once again, least favorite turn, and I am going to be in a fight over here trying to maintain P18, drop down to P19 temporarily, take this turn here, and yeah, officially lose out on P18, down to P19, just great. As is the theme of this video, least favorite turn coming right up, and I am going to spin out on at a 180-degree angle and lose another position. Now I'm down to P20, and this is just absolutely frustrating. It is a miracle that I am not all the way down last at this point. Hey guys, I finally went one whole lap without losing a position. Well, there's the white flag. I should have stolen it before the race and waved it around, because that would have done me as much good as my driving has this race. And because maintaining a top 20 finish is too much for me to ask, I am going to once again oversteer massively and lose out on 4 positions. That's just great. I throw a fist up in the air out of just pure pain, suffering at this point. I see a bit of fighting in front of me, and I think maybe there's just some small opportunity I could have to maybe just fight back at this entire race and maybe just eke out a position, but nope. Lost out on 23rd position, and I finished in P24. Well, this race stunk. I hope you at least enjoyed some fun in my misery. I wish you all a great rest of your day, and as always, happy racing.